When the United States goes to war, the process isn't as simple as a president making a decision and deploying troops. In reality, entering into armed conflict involves a complex interplay of constitutional powers, congressional authority, and international considerations. To understand how the U.S. actually goes to war, we need to explore the legal framework, historical practices, and the evolving nature of military engagements. At the core of the war-making process is the U.S. Constitution, which divides the power to wage war between Congress and the President. Article 1 grants Congress the authority to declare war, while Article 2 designates the President as the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. This division creates a system of checks and balances designed to prevent unilateral decisions about war and ensure that such actions reflect the will of the people. Despite this framework, formal declarations of war are rare in U.S. history. In fact, Congress has officially declared war only 11 times, with the last instance occurring during World War II. Since then, the United States has engaged in numerous conflicts without a formal declaration, relying instead on other mechanisms such as congressional authorizations, executive actions, or international agreements. One key tool in modern military engagements is the Authorization for Use of Military Force, or AUMF. These resolutions passed by Congress grant the President the authority to use military force without a formal declaration of war. For example, the 2001 AUMF, passed in the aftermath of the September 11th attacks, has been used to justify U.S. military actions against terrorist organizations around the world. Similarly, the 2002 AUMF authorized the invasion of Iraq. These authorizations have sparked significant debate about the scope of presidential power and the role of Congress in overseeing military actions. The War Powers Resolution of 1973 also plays a critical role in shaping how the U.S. goes to war. Passed in response to the Vietnam War, this law seeks to limit the president's ability to engage in prolonged military conflicts without congressional approval. Under the resolution, the president must notify Congress within 48 hours of deploying troops into hostilities and withdraw forces within 60 days, unless Congress explicitly authorizes their use. However, the effectiveness of the War Powers Resolution is contested, with some presidents arguing that it infringes on their constitutional authority as Commander-in-Chief. International law and diplomacy also influence the U.S. decision to go to war. Treaties, alliances, and the United Nations Charter play significant roles in shaping military actions. For instance, NATO's collective defense principle, outlined in Article 5 of its founding treaty, has been a key factor in U.S. participation in conflicts involving member nations. Additionally, the UN Security Council often provides a platform for international deliberation and approval of military interventions, though the U.S. has at times acted unilaterally or in coalitions outside the UN framework. In practice, the decision-making process involves a combination of executive and legislative actions. The President, in consultation with advisors and military leaders, assesses threats and determines potential responses. The National Security Council, or NSC, plays a central role in coordinating military and diplomatic strategies. If broader authority is required, the administration may seek congressional approval through an AUMF or other legislative measures. Congress, in turn, holds hearings, debates, and votes on the proposed action, weighing the political, economic, and ethical implications of going to war. The process of going to war has evolved in response to changes in the nature of warfare. In the 21st century, conflicts often involve non-state actors, cyber attacks, and drone strikes, blurring the lines between traditional war and other forms of military engagement. This evolution has raised questions about the adequacy of existing legal frameworks and the balance of power between Congress and the President. Critics argue that the increasing reliance on executive authority and AUMFs has eroded congressional oversight, while supporters contend that the President needs flexibility to respond quickly to modern threats. Public opinion also plays a crucial role in the decision to go to war. Presidents and members of Congress often consider the views of their constituents, as sustained public support can be vital for the success of military operations. The Vietnam War and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan highlight the consequences of waning public approval, which can lead to political fallout and pressure to end conflicts. In summary, the process of going to war in the United States is governed by a complex web of constitutional provisions, legislative actions, and international agreements. While the president has significant authority as commander-in-chief, the role of Congress and the influence of public opinion are essential in shaping the nation's approach to armed conflict. As the nature of warfare continues to evolve, so too does the debate over how the U.S. should exercise its war-making powers, ensuring that this critical decision reflects both the nation's values and its strategic interests.